All right, hello. My name is Ariane Lacra. I am a piano literature 454A student in Professor On's fall 2021 class. And today I'd like to talk to you all about Haydn's Sonata number 20 in C minor. I played this for my jury. It was so enjoyable and I really connected with the piece. And I just want to preface the presentation with a little something about the background on this piece and about Haydn in general. I think the unique circumstances surrounding Haydn's stylistic development as a composer should not be overlooked as we analyze his work. Since Haydn worked on the Esterhazy estate for a long part of his career, he had fewer opportunities to travel and participate in the exchange of musical ideas of the day compared to other contemporaries of his like Mozart. Mozart mostly enjoyed a more frequent exposure to diverse new musical ideas from different countries and regions due to all of his traveling, and it was easier for him to be visited by other composers and exchange those kinds of creative ideas. Haydn's style was developed in a relatively isolated setting because of the nature of his employment situation. But that isolation was not necessarily a bad thing for Haydn's career. Haydn's employers reportedly appreciated and nurtured his creative impulses more than the average patrons at the time. And they gave him the stability and autonomy he needed to experiment with new ideas full-time in exchange for composing entertaining new court music for their lavish social events. This sonata stands out because it is the only sonata which Haydn wrote in a minor key. It was also the first of his multi-movement piano works which he himself explicitly titled a sonata. I think it's the perfect combination of robust sonata structure and yet unpredictable elements of surprise, such as the quasi-cadenzas. Okay. Pieces such as this one arguably marked the moment in classical music history when music started to become less about setting a mood or simply entertaining guests and being something for the background, and more about showcasing the composer's inner world and expertise and allowing the audience to engage intellectually with the music. So with that said, let's get started on the actual breakdown of the very first movement, Moderato, which is in C minor. The exposition, I would say, is from measures 1 through 37. The first theme 1, is in the tonic key, C minor, and it sounds like this. Etc. Okay, there's more, some transitional material. It goes on. Okay, etc. And within the transitional material, right toward the end of the transition, I'd say, measures 24 through 26, there's a quasi-cadenza. And the reason I'm saying it's a quasi-cadenza and the reason people refer to it that way is because the performer was not supposed to actually make up their own notes to play during that, but instead they were allowed a little bit more leeway in terms of their rhythmic and tempo interpretation of that part. So the notes were already written there for them, and that's why it's a quasi-cadenza and not a true cadenza. So let me scroll to that part in my score and find it and play it for you a little bit. Okay, And you could do this way more rubato than I just demonstrated. And then that launches us right into a sort of harmonic resolution, which is the start of theme 2 in measure 26. E flat major. And so on. E flat major is the relative major key of the tonic C minor. So that's how we're extra sure that this is the start of theme 2. Great. After a little more of that, we get into the codetta, which I believe starts in measure 32. Sorry. I wanted to play the whole thing to demonstrate to you the fact that the codetta started and ended in the same key as theme 2 did, E flat major. And, moving on to the development, starting in measure 38, we see that the key of E flat major continues to be used even, briefly at the beginning of the development. So here's the development, 38. 38 onward until, let's see, 68. The development is 38 through 68, and 38 through 46 in particular is theme 1. So let's start to play some of the theme 1 stuff so you can see how he starts to cycle through all the different keys and modulate, which is really exciting in the development. Okay, almost done. The reason I played all of that was because I wanted to get to the part where in 47 we now are at the recycled codetta material. So it's now in the key of B flat minor, but it's the same thematic idea. It's the same motifs from the exposition, the end of the exposition, the codetta. So, sorry. Okay, I'm not playing this perfectly because I'm in lecture presentation mode and not performing mode. And there's always more improvements to be made anyway, even in the performance. So the point is you began to get a taste of all the different keys that he cycles through in the development. And of course, the purpose of his doing this is to get us as far away from a sense of resolution as possible, and to go more and more down the rabbit hole of like harmonic progression. Pretty cool. There's some more of this. It just keeps cycling through the different keys, occasionally with a little bit of transitional material sprinkled in, until we get to the recapitulation in measure 69, which sounds exactly like the beginning of the movement did. Same key, same rhythm, same everything. Until about now. Here's a twist. Still no resolution yet. Transition. And now here comes the second quasi-cadenza. That's why I played through all of that, so that we could get you to the right point where this makes sense in the context. And now, theme 2 material, this time in C minor. All right, now here comes some more, here's the coda. This is measure 93. Okay, that's the end of movement 1.